Oh, hello. Let me do a review of Remote Control by Nnedi Okorafor, a, uh, a 20, 2021 novella by Nigerian-American science fiction author Nnedi Okorafor, known for Binti, um, Cat Witch series, Lagoon. These are the ones that I've read. There are other ones. Um, this, like a lot of the other her works that I've read of hers, focuses on a young girl with special who's gifted with special powers. Probably has her own special powers to begin with. In this book, she's 5 years old. She's done skywritings all over the ground and goes up in the tree to look at them. There's a meteor shower, rains down this. It's a meteor shower or something. It's a green light goes into her, and she is imbued with powers. At first, it's like she's not getting as much. She doesn't get malaria because the flies seems to be whenever she's with this tree that has gotten the stuff that has got what seems to be one of these meteorites underneath it. Um, she is immune from that. It pushes up a box with a seed in it, which it becomes her treasured possession, which she talks to in this kind of 5-year-old sort of way. Um, but as the novel goes along, there is a calamity. First calamity is that the box is taken away by a politician and his big henchman. The henchman then, one-eyed henchman, then takes off, robs the politician, steals the box, wanders off, and then there's another calamity which activates her powers, which ends her life in this village, and she becomes the embodiment of death, wandering around. Indeed, the novella opens with her sort of at what seems like maybe an end point of these wanderings, and then flashes back to her earlier life, to her life with her parents, with her brother, uh, and the event, and then her wandering as this sort of thing of angel of death going around, um, giving people death when they are near terminally ill, though also defending herself when attacked, and she does get attacked in this thing. And then it comes a full circle. It comes to a first full circle at the end, and what seems like at the very, very, very last bit, a wider world is opened up. So you really get the sense that this is but the first chapter in a story. Nnedi Okorafor is really good at richly kind of interweaving things of the fate of like a young woman, a young girl in this society. I think it's Ghana. I think it's Ghanaese kind of village that she starts off with, and she seems to wander around. She can only walk because with her new powers, she disrupts all technology, including cars. And also, maybe for personal reasons, she also doesn't want to wander. She doesn't want to go in a car. Cars and the threat of technology does come up a lot in these books. It does. It's been described as Afrofuturist, and this definitely seems to be a Ghana society that is slightly in the future. There's Robotown, where there is a robot that is watching over all of the traffic that goes through the town, but also has drones and is watching that way. People are walking around wearing micro fabrics, which seem to be futuristic fabrics. She herself chooses to wear traditional garb, so there's definitely kind of also a thing of kind of the themes of Western versus maybe more kind of Afrocentric kind of culture and traditions. It's an Islamic culture, so we also get the ideas of Islam in here, of and she's maybe seen as a witch and as evil, that way. Sometimes there does seem to be a lot of kind of a current running through core force work where people in the societies are, when they get scared, they get superstitious. They make they project their shit on people, which isn't to say that this doesn't also happen in a Western context where we have our own prejudice and we only have our own bizarre, weird conspiracy theories, which I think is something to do. But there's definitely that tension of youth to elderly. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. It is somewhat frustrating that Corafor's preferred method of transmitting her works is through these novellas. Oftentimes you read one and you go, okay, well, I'm going to need the next one, and then we'll see how long. I know something like A Cat, a Witch, which I read last, there was a long gap between one part and another part, whereas there's a part of me that wishes that she just kind of put these together as one large work. I think that's probably me, as somebody who reads novels, projecting onto Okorafor what like I want, which, you know, fuck me. But there's a disappointment there. And indeed, at the end of this one, you can see that the ending lines are so much if you could just continue on with the story, but we're going to have a summing up here. We need to have this summing up here, and it's kind of stretching for it, which is maybe the letdown for this. On a purely economic front, I know that this is selling like in hardcover for $24-25.99. It is a little novella. I'm a slow reader, so it took me slow listener. Actually, it took me two days to listen to this as a library thing. I know that I looked at it on Audible, where you could get Brandon Sanderson's 57 hours of slodge for 1 credit, or you could get this Remote Control for like 4 hours, both for 1 credit. So, which puts me back in my young days, where you're in the secondhand bookstore going, oh, I could buy this really thick book for this for 50 cents, or I can buy this little thin book for 50 cents. Which one should I get? And you'd get the big one, and then you'd immediately regret it, because indeed, Remote Control, not to diss Brandon Sanderson, but I probably have a lot more that's going to stay with me in Remote Control than is going to stay with me in Brandon Sanderson. That said, like economics wise, I'm kind of glad that I just got it out from the library. Yes, I guess I look forward to seeing where this goes as a series, whether it does go as a series. I think she gets around to it, but you can tell that she is not the commercial writer that someone like Brandon Sanderson, props to him, he'll continue to put out work very consistently and quickly and stuff like that, where Okorafor is obviously someone who is much more crafting, much more interested in turning things. I fully expect that this isn't going to just start the day after. I expect with Okorafor it's going to start somewhere else entirely, maybe with an entirely different character looking at this from a different angle, or God knows what. But it's one of those things you have to expect with her, is like, oh, I've gotten attached to this character. Oh no, we're going to go off to this, do this instead. Or, oh, what's going to happen next? And we're going to skip to like 10 years later or something like that, because she wants to, she goes where her interest is in a very kind of resolute sort of way, for the good or the ill. I mean, that this is me getting more into review of my general feelings of Okorafor versus this book in itself. This book itself is solid. It is the first chapter of a longer thing. We'll see when we get the rest of it. Hopefully it won't take another COVID lockdown for her to focus and get out the one work. But we'll see. I'm sure she's busy woman herself. So I'm glad I got the chance to listen to this one, though. All right. More videos later.